Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to get to pruning my what I call the Euro planting. I came back with thousands of seeds from a little trip that Laura and I took in Italy and Austria, Germany, and then flew back out of France. It was absolutely epic, and I gathered thousands of seeds. Even at a botanical zoo in Dresden, Germany, I took seeds from around the world because they had the different regions. There. So, anyways, out of those thousands, 3 trees grew. One Italian Wisteria, one, I believe it's a birch of some variety, and the other is, I'm thinking, London plane tree or some variety of maple. So, we're going to take a look at that disaster because the landscape and everything, the whole setup, can use a lot of work. So, that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. Hey baby. I'm gonna turn this guy up here. Yeah. Want to help? So as you see, I tried to put in this what would be like a farm fence, and I wired it together, and then I was going to have this wisteria, which is looking good and healthy, kind of crawl around the fence and be a flowering vine fence with the 2 trees in the middle. However, the fence isn't really staying in, and Stella likes to tug on it as well. It really blocks the line of the trunk and everything on these trees. So rethinking it now that I have some wire, I think I may throw some wire on the wisteria and remove the fence. So I'm going to try to do that without injuring any wisteria. Looks like there's a couple of branches wrapping around here. Stella, I don't know what that sound was, baby, but change that station on that. Alright. Really let the wisteria just grow last year, nice and long, to try to get it to wrap around. So it's coming out nice and strong this spring. Stella's climbing the bench. Why don't you take it easy, baby? This is one of those times I just went with an idea with not much planning or effort, and it really showed. Sometimes those pay off and it's like you get something done that you normally wouldn't have. But with this fence was poor execution. Might have been better if I left the front open and just had the wisteria crawl along the back, now that I'm thinking about it. But if I do that again, if I go for it again, I'll definitely put some more thought and attention into the actual fence. That was crap. Alright, Bruce Lee, good boy. Go on. Millie, go lay down. Go be old dogs. What can I see here? Just a few little early season weeds coming up. Get rid of them before they start and get those deep roots. All right. So give it a little spin. We got that nice sprawling birch in the middle. It's got a nice spread early on, breaks into 2, and then this divides as well. Very nice. Very powerful in the middle there. And then you see the wisteria. It's got a nice little twist to the trunk. That's without wire. And then it divides. You got a more dominant branch coming out here and dividing again, and then a single one here. So similar to the birch, we have to split into 2, and then 1 into 2, and the other one stayed single. And here is the maple or London plane or sycamore tree. We'll know more the older it gets. Just cutting out some dead wood here in the last pruning. So this guy actually did get nibbled by the mouse, so it's taking a while to bud out. So I think I'm just going to leave him, the exception of a couple of buds at the base of one branch and the crotch of the same branch. So I took both those out, but otherwise this doesn't have that many buds and branching yet, so it really doesn't need a pruning. Just a little dead wood from the last pruning. Yeah, that one's fine. Okay. So this wisteria is kind of wacky. Really long, so I'm thinking that it probably has a ton of energy, so why don't I prune it back and we'll just make it a little flowering bush this year. Got some nice thickness to the trunk last year. I'm gonna come back to, that's really reaching. Come back to here. I don't want it to cross this trunk line. So I could probably root this as a cutting, which I might try to do. And coming off the back, I'll do about the same length, let's say there. So rather than wiring, it already has some interesting character to it. So I'm just going to, come in like that. I'll get you a close-up of that trunk. It's really pretty cool. So 2 cuttings. I'll probably throw these in some water. Just gonna skin them a little bit at the bottom. Throw these in some water inside. See if we can get some roots. Maybe I should just throw them in some. Nah, we're gonna have some cold nights. Yeah, I'll do it inside. I'm just skinning down so there's a little bit of white, a little bit of green, and that'll give the roots a better chance to come in. I'm sure if you just stuck them in some water, you get some roots right out the base, but you want to get as many roots as possible when you're rooting cuttings. It's at the table. All right. That leaves us with the birch up the middle. So down here, got some growing out of the base, so I'm just going to nip those off. Birches love to do this. I have a cluster in the front of my house that has tons of little babies always trying to come out the bottom. I think I actually have to prune them this year. I was mowing the other day and noticed them. Piece of bark mulch, get rid of that. Reorganize these stones. I think this had some crazy moss taken over, so I removed it. So this doesn't fit here. This is coral. Just go along the edge here. Alright, that's good. Taking out some of the rocks that don't fit. I like that white quartz. A little splash going across. But all right. Looking at it, looks like this pretty much died back. That looks like I like a good height to start the planting. So there is a bud right here, so I'm going to prune back to here. Let that be the dominant apex there. See this branch coming across here. Don't really like that. So take it back. That bud. That does. Dead. And there's a bud down here. Cut it all the way back. Dead wood. This looks dead. Yep. Dead. Yep, some dead branches here, and that's cool. Just I don't know much about the species, obviously. So I've got some crisscrossing going on in here. Actually, I'm gonna make a big cut now that I see it. So this one's coming straight up, and it's gonna interfere with the main trunk and the branches above it. It has no character to it. So I'm just gonna take that totally out. And luckily, that was where one of the moss bites was. So I'll leave about 1/4 inch there for dieback. Get that out of here. So that's your front now. This one's coming right at you, but it's not terrible. So I'll cut it back a little bit. Remove the bud from the base of the branch. I don't really like this branch. It's going to interfere with here. So I'm just going to take that totally out with a little bit left. This one's cool. I'll take it back to about the height just below the height of where this cut is. There's some buds down here that should activate now. Little branch, don't like it. Interior branch, potentially pull it out. Interior buds. Right, now we got these interacting here. I think I like this one to this point, but then it was just messing with this guy. Take you back, take you down to these buds. There's a bud coming out this way, so it won't interfere with this branch, which I'm going to leave. Alright, so now these are just kind of growing crazy. This one is coming back against here, so I'm going to take it out. There is a branch below it that could be interesting in the future. I'm going to leave that. Not even nipping it because it's so small. And this one could be cool, but I'm going to take it back. Just straight and uninteresting from there on out. I've got a bud here and a branch coming back in this way. So I don't think I'm going to let... I'll bring this branch back to its only bud that's going up. I don't want it to come across the planting, you know. And this one I'll take down to just above that. Top bud. Or we got this one coming interiorly. So I'm going to take that pretty much totally out. Cut across the last bud I could see so it doesn't develop. And leave a little bit for dieback. Actually, this branch that comes straight out low, I don't like it anymore. So taking that out. I wish this came up more centrally located because I like this as a front, but it's too far up in the planting. Even this one's pretty straight and boring, but we'll see. Still pretty cool. Alright, so we got this guy here, over there. Do I want something that low? No, I'll take that out. Interferes with the view there. Yeah. Alright. Top here. Bring you in. Leave you. That's cool. And this branch here. let's bring it to about the height of this one. So there's a bud going out. Bud going out right here, so I'll go just above that one. Yeah. Alright, that's going to work for me. Just rubbing out any potential buds. I'll come in at the base of branches that I don't want. It's looking good. It's just a little behind its friends here. Alright. Let me get you in closer to see the trunks, and that's going to wrap it up. Alright, going left to right. See that Wisteria. Nice start to the plant, a nice split. You see that's how it comes out, nice and feathery. There we go. And then these have purple flowers. I haven't gotten it to flower yet, but maybe since I pruned it at the right time, and it's a bit older, we'll get it this year. Here is the birch. And lastly, the maple or sequoia plane tree, maple sycamore pine tree. The hell am I saying? The maple, a sycamore, or a plane tree. Man, hopefully it survives. I didn't realize the mouse got this one too. That sucks. But nice healthy buds. Alright, y'all, so that's going to do it for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. Keeping a close eye on my old pomegranate here. When this guy starts to bud out, we're going to have a nice video on that. So hopefully everybody's starting their week out well. I'm Jared Paul, and for my family, yours, cheers.